now.
You.
Hey, dog.
Okay,
everyone.
let me
How's
see.
everyone?
Okay, let's see if the
Am I
stream is
missing
working.
anyone? Am I missing anyone?
I believe
Bring
this.
up Anthony.
I
Bring up
believe
Anthony?
the
Anthony.
stream is now working.
Where is Anthony? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I got him.
A lot of people.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay, are we good? Are we good?
Are we missing anything? Gentlemen, are we missing
Yeah.
anything?
I think I could give a whole speech on this. Yeah. No, we're good.
Speech.
All right, good evening. Welcome to this Doom Live. Today we're going to find out what's going on in the Pioneer Party because just days before they're supposed to take power, there's been some drama, and everyone's going to get their side of the story figured out, and by the end of the night, I will need a beer. So, who wants to get started?
So, General, before we get this started, can you take away Brenda's admin? She just added every Pioneer member and called Tony a fat Arab himbo. So,
Oh my
What do
god.
you mean?
She
Yeah,
also
we
called
just-
me a word that I can't even say in this Discord.
Bro, we
Adding
just
every
got-
Pioneer member.
yeah. Okay. So I think I'll
Can we
take
stop
lead on
for a
this because I've been involved from this since moment one. John, if you don't mind.
Yeah, let Anthony go.
Go ahead. Start it off.
So, okay, so I'm just
Explain
basically
what's going on.
to explain. So, it involves members of the Pioneer National Committee and members of Pioneers National Committee, and one member is a member of the House of Representatives. Those members are being Not Swag and Brenda Popwell. And I have to say, as a former judge, Brenda Popwell just shows absolutely zero class, by the way, by calling
As a
somebody
former
that.
justice, Brenda Popwell is the best judge ever.
So anyway, right? What I want to say is, straight up, what happened was, Not Swag, a member of the Pioneer National Committee, and Jacob Copley, a member of the Pioneer House of Reps caucus, got into a fight today. And I tried to manage everything, being Speaker of the House. I tried to get everything under control, being a leader figure in the Pioneer Party, whatever. So basically, what had happened in that is I had tried to get them to, apologize so we can move on and just work together, because I really don't want any drama at this point. I just want everything to move on and focus, right? So what ended up happening was Not Swag threatened using his Pioneer Committee member status and Vice Chair status, not just Pioneer Committee member, Vice Chair, which is one of the most important roles in the party, if you're not aware. He threatened Jacob Copley's election rerun, and what essentially happened was Not Swag tampered with the primaries and put Sunlight, who didn't really want to run, was not aware this was happening, was not aware that she was being used. Pretty much, all of that. And what ended up happening was she edited the primary, the announcement, and
With
added
Swag?
Sunlight's name at the, not Swag, edited the Sunlight's party announcement, right? Edited the party announcement so she could put Sunlight to challenge Jacob Copley, because Sunlight is a former House of Rep before her blacklist, and she actually won the last election. She would have won, but she was unfortunately blacklisted. So she knew that Sunlight was a solid candidate who could pull votes, and she did that without Sunlight knowing. I want to make this very aware. Sunlight is innocent in all this. I've seen the recording. She did not know what she was being used for. She was asked, basically borderline begged by Swag to run. So what ended up happening was she edited it, tampering with an FEC election, right, to put Sunlight on the ballot for the sole purpose of destroying Jacob Copley, like she said she would. We have evidences, we have screenshots. And what ended up happening was I started a motion to vacate the speaker. I did it incorrectly. FEC got involved. Hours of drama ensued trying to get this restarted, getting everybody online to do this. And finally, we have recently removed Not Swag from the Pioneer Vice Chair. We are going to be banning her from the party, along with Brenda Popwell, who has proceeded to admin abuse the Discord to basically throw fucking every slur, excuse my cursing, every slur at Tony Lewinsky for eyeing, right? And basically now they're also making FBI complaints. They're doing everything in their power, essentially, to destroy the party from within, because we stopped their gain from power before they can get it. And to sum this all up is Not Swag was power hungry. He took control in a vacuum. and then he proceeded to try and exert that influence on other people, and that's something that we don't stand for, and something that I personally don't stand for.
So what was Swag's aim? Forgive me if I'm not. I'm just writing down notes. I'm kind of multitasking. What was this whole
Right
drama
ahead.
started again? Over.
So Swag and Jacob got into. They were never really friendly with anybody in the House of Reps. They had beef, right? They just had beef, and this was entirely Swag not liking Jacob. This was entirely about. It was a gross abuse of powers to basically try and penalize somebody. Oh, let not Swag in the fucking state.
Yeah, please
Okay.
do. Please do.
Let not Swag up. I'm not gonna censor him. Let him up.
And John T too.
Well, this is
Yeah, I got
Swags here.
I got you. Yeah, he's not in the call.
So
Yeah,
get him in
I'm-
here.
Yeah, we're waiting for him to join, but I'll speak
Gotta
about
hear
this.
this.
I got him.
So,
Hold on,
Brenda.
Who said who else to add the call? You said someone else.
John
John
T.
T.
Ford.
Hi, John T. How you
I
doing?
believe I brought him up already. If not, then
But basically, yeah. So I'm just gonna basically give Not Swag's argument, and Not Swag is gonna say, "Oh, Anthony, you did the same thing. You moved seats around. Here's what I did, right, to clear the air." And I'm very open about it. So there were some troubles in the primary that Swag was supposedly running. That could be miscommunication. Could be a lot of things. We're still all very new at this FEC new politics party, right? So we're all
Yeah.
getting the hang of it. I'm not too mad at mistakes happening. What essentially happened is we held a primary. It was held incorrectly, right? And then without really anybody notifying, I don't think there was an @Pioneer member in there because as a committee member, even I was unaware, right? I see that a new primary was started, it's been closed, right? So I DM Not Swag and I was like, hey, there's a lot of people who are trying to run, right? On give me let me finish this. Hey, there's a lot of people trying to run on that were gonna run. They filled out the primary, what they thought was the legit primary, and guess what? They can't do it, right? Because they weren't made aware that a second primary was happening. I'm a committee member. I wasn't made aware, right? So I basically told them, hey man, can you open up the vote so like 3 more people can get in? And Agata wants to get up here to speak. Who's been, it's like, and now we have to redo the primaries once again. So, BCC 10. All right, everybody can't come up. All right, I'm just gonna say, stop DMing me to come up. I'm gonna block you. Anyway, so essentially, all I did was and then I tried to move some seats around. I tried to talk to people because John, it's my like personal thing that I tried to let incumbents go mainly unchallenged because the big thing is incumbents will typically win seats, right? We see this in a lot of politics. It's very rarely that unless an incumbent is wildly corrupt, wildly terrible at their job, that they will, get challenged from within the party and lose out in the primary. And I know this group of guys we have. I know the group of people that are available to us, right? And personally, I felt they were confident, so I tried to get them in positions where they were unopposed. While Not Swag did the opposite, he tried to get them in positions where they were opposed. And the whole situation was basically, Not Swag wanted power. He tried to exert influence and exert power that he grabbed onto Jacob, and we didn't stand for that as a committee.
Where is Not Swag? I'm trying to find them. Are they in the chat?
I have DM'd him. He has not responded to me.
Also, if I could add,
Yes, I have.
So-
Go ahead.
I tried to keep this very internal between party politicians. I was DMing the FEC. I was DMing party officials like T-Soups. I was messaging people within the party to try and get this solved. Not Swag decided to bring all of this to the public and slander my name by making up false accusations with Brenda Popwell. And basically, I didn't want this to be very public. I wanted this to be within party officials. We could discuss it, right? And I wanted to pretty much, get this thing moving on and getting this over with, right? So we could just keep this within the party. Not Swag and they saw they were losing support, so they made an announcement in the Pioneer Discord to everybody, right? That pretty much like, hey, I'm being persecuted. Anthony the King is, ruining me, right? And pretty much everybody knew that was bullshit because if anybody has met me, I've been even DMing candidates. I've been DMing candidates say, hey, good luck in the primary. If you win, I will help you campaign. I'm all about the party. And what Swag and Popwell did is they basically abused the privileges of the vice chair and the committee member to gain power. And I want to get Tony Kalinsky up here because I feel like Tony Kalinsky was one of the people who was pretty harmed by this. He's had some attacks made on him.
Yeah, Tony literally, Brandon was going after Tony for like no reason, bro. It was crazy.
Yeah, honestly, it's embarrassing, y'all. Hate like that, it has no place in our community. Like, that Brenda person, they just started calling me all types of slurs. It's embarrassing. We should not be... I got nothing to say. It's just embarrassing.
Look at this,
Please do not
18
stoop to
people
that
in
kind of
here,
hatred, please.
29
Okay, I
down
think
there.
everyone needs to shut up and let me say what's going on because everything everyone has said here is a fucking lie. Okay, so let's start off by saying congrats to T and to Anthony for being such good liars because as we all know, you can't be in these positions in politics without being good at lying. So yeah,
Can you tell
first
me
and
how I lied?
foremost. Second of all, we all know T Soups is
Can you
here
address
because
the
everyone
first-
hated George, not because of her qualities, not
Do
because
not
of her
interrupt.
merit. Everyone knows this. It's just a known fact. Okay, I'm not going to explain it because we all just know
Dude,
it's the
all
truth.
you're doing is saying baseless
Second of all-
things.
Let him
First of
speak.
all,
Let him-
not
T,
Swag
T,
is an
going on
idiot.
to this whole
T, I'm gonna ask you.
situation.
Let him
What
speak.
the
Let him
fuck?
speak.
Okay,
We'll get him a
okay,
rebuttal.
You're a bitch,
Let him
and you're
speak.
discriminating against the
Jesus.
woman. Shut the fuck up, dude. Be respectful. You are also
Yeah.
a minority that is
Mhm.
discriminated. Don't go around discriminating other people.
Excuse me,
You're
who
a
is the
fucking gay
fucking
man.
Amen. Amen.
You are
Hey, everybody,
God.
everybody, everybody, everybody,
and you shut the
everybody.
fuck up, dude.
Gatto,
Don't
please,
be.
Gatto,
You
please. I
sound like a
love you.
fucking
Gatto, I
nerd.
love you.
Shut up. I don't want to
Swag,
listen to you.
no insults. State your point, and then I'll come back and I'll dispute
Okay.
that.
Well, I can't say my points if all of your fucking goons are gonna interrupt me.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get not goons. They're people. First of all,
Okay.
so say your point.
Okay, first, let me start by the beginning. So everything started when I decided, well, not when I decided, when the FEC decided that Jacob was going to be disqualified. So after Jacob was disqualified, he had threatened me. He told me, you can either reinstate me or I will send this to the courts. And, initially I had, hired Jacob. I had appointed him to the National Committee, as was my right as the vice chairman of the committee.
You didn't
I
appoint him.
made a
You
writ of
wrote his
appointment. I
nomination.
recommended him. Can you please let me finish?
Mhm.
I recommended him. I did the writ of appointment. I submitted it to the committee. I thought he was a great individual. He deserved a chance, and we all voted on it, and he passed. Then Jacob, after he was removed, he started threatening me, as I said before. And after that, I just decided he was just not the right fit for the committee. We just needed someone else. So thinking for individuals that would be a good fit, I thought Brenda Popwell, as a former judge, as someone respected in this community, she would make a good fit for this position. So I appointed her. I sent her to the committee for a vote, and she got approved. So after all of this, Jacob was obviously very upset with me because I had appointed someone else for the seat he felt entitled to. And after this, with Jacob, it was always bickering, insulting. He never respected me in the caucus group chat. He was always coming at me for no reason whatsoever. So honestly, I just felt we needed someone else. We needed someone that wasn't gonna be throwing tantrums every second of every day. We just needed someone that was gonna be emotionally available, someone that wasn't gonna let their emotions interfere with their judgment. Something Jacob was clearly not capable of doing. So I decided to appoint Brenda Popplewell. A few days later, Jacob decides he is going to expel me. He introduces this bill saying that I bribed him and that I was being obnoxious. I still yet have to see the evidence of me bribing him. I asked him on multiple occasions. He never once sent it to me.
Okay,
Another
so
thing, being obnoxious is not a reason to expel someone from the House of Representatives. It's never in history been done. It's honestly just ridiculous that he would even think of doing such a thing.
Okay,
Other than
let me
that,
speak.
T-Soups, let me get into the whole T-Soups thing. So
Okay,
T-Soup,
perfect.
she made this group chat called the Pioneer Deep State. I believe
did
it was
not.
before we go any further, I
Let
want to
me
post one
We
finish.
need
thing.
to take a
Let
break
me
for
finish.
sponsor
I
identification.
was
Yeah,
invited here so I could say my version of the story.
Yeah, let me say one thing. T, can you post that picture in general chat that Jacob Copley just sent me? I don't have the perms to send it in general chat.
Send
I
it
don't
to
want
me and I'll do it.
Okay, I got you, John.
I got it.
Yeah, okay. Everybody check general chat. I just wanted to base this like right off the
Stream
front.
viewers will
There's
not
a
be
lot of
able to
lies in
see
your
this.
statement. But you literally said, "Would you like to be my majority whip?" Implying that if he voted for you, he would be your majority whip.
Well, I was told that you were offering positions to people so they would vote for you for speaker. Is that not the same thing?
If you can find a screenshot of that, go ahead. I
have multiple witnesses.
Go ahead.
What?
Show your witnesses.
You actually, if I remember correctly, you
I
even
wonder
offered me the
what the other
majority
parties
leader
are
position
thinking
if I
about
voted
this.
for you for
So,
speaker. If I'm remembering.
I'm going to clear that up, and here's exactly what happened. I have the screenshots to prove this. I can get somebody to post them as well. You came to me and said, "Hey, I'll vote you for speaker if you give me House Majority Leader," and I said, "Sure, but I don't need your votes." You had 2 opposition people voting for you, for speaker and yourself. I didn't need your votes. I had the entire party backing me. I gave you the House Majority Leader because I respected some of the work you put in. I thought you had great talent.
So why did you offer Harkology the judicial share?
Because I said, "Hey, look, I'm not doing this for a vote." I said very clearly.
Well,
but I
when
want to-
she came at me, it doesn't seem that way.
So if
Yo,
I
no,
can,
Swag,
if I
you
could
told me
speak,
I was
right?
gonna be the mayor candidate without a primary.
Okay, so I could speak on this, Swag, right? I will show my whole DMs with Harkology. I said, "Hey, look."
Also, Anthony, every time I contacted you, you were always aggressive. You're being really fake right now. Not all the way you have been with me in my DMs. You're always like, "Shut the fuck up! Don't do this. Stay quiet." But
Because
apparently, when you're
I
out in the
had to,
public, it's like I'm talking to another person. It's
So,
honestly amazing how you're able to do this like shift personality. When you're in DMs and then when you're in the public, it's almost like I'm talking to another person. It's honestly incredible how
okay.
you're able to do this.
Linked, we already got Swag doing this.
Can
So
I give a little
fine, don't post it.
give my opinion?
Can I continue to speak? So Swag,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, don't worry, don't worry.
I think this is between me and Swag right now. I apologize, Gato. I love you to death. I hope you win your primary. Anyway, Swag. So basically, what you were saying was that.
So tell me about how you're gonna expel me, even though I was never convicted of a crime. How about you tell me about that?
It doesn't need to be a conviction of a crime for you to be expelled.
Well, that's
the rules.
That's actually the basis for being expelled. Actually,
Not
you cannot impeach a federal government official if they are not convicted of a crime.
That's
so I
not
was
true at all. Donald Trump, before he was
It is
convicted of
true.
any, before he was convicted of any crime. But
Well,
I'm
that's
just
real
gonna-
life. We're in
I'm-
Musa. We're in
So
Musa.
I'm
You
just,
tampered with the election.
I'm
I
just.
That's
didn't
a
tamper with
crime.
any. Actually, now that you bring that up, let me go back to what I was
Dude,
saying about
you
the primary.
literally changed the ballot to help
Let me
Brenda.
talk.
You're alt.
Let me
No,
talk.
I was speaking. You
You're not
interrupted me.
letting
I was
Guys, something
speaking.
more important's happening. I'm getting spammed in chat. The
going
FEC has deemed Vice Chairman not guilty of tampering with a party-focused primary election ballot to include individuals who are not previously registered. As of this moment, the committee has
Anthony,
commenced an
you
emergency
include your own individuals. You include your own
Yeah,
individuals.
I tried to get people in and see if we could get them seats. That's all I did, and I did
Anthony,
it
you
cleanly and I
begged
did
me
it
to
clearly.
put people in the registrations after the registrations
So
were closed.
Swag, if you were here the whole time, you said I would already mention that. What had happened, right? And this is true. You could see the logs, right? You could see all of this, right? What you could see happen is you can see that we had that fucked up first primary, right? Stop spamming. Don't get yourself blacklisted over this shit. Don't get yourself a day mute for this shit, okay? Trust me, I'll read it. DM it to me. I'll try to get to it. What had happened is we had that first fucked up primary.
Honestly, I'm just done with this group. Everyone hates me for no reason, even though I didn't do anything wrong. So I'm just gonna resign. I'm done.
Swag, if you listen, I could explain to you. I gave you multiple chances. Multiple people told you. Okay, he left.
He just left.
He left.
Okay.
I mean, okay.
My point and then leave.
Yeah. So I mean, what's basically to put that down? I want to talk about some of his points that he said. Firstly, he left out a key point that when Jacob got removed, right? Here's how the situation looked from even my perspective, right? Because, we didn't see the FEC announcement until a little bit later. It looked that fucking randomly Jacob got removed, and this is the key point he's missing. He got into a fight with Jacob 20 minutes prior. He had gotten into a fight over a bill on what both of them wanted in this legislation 20 minutes prior to Jacob's removal from the FEC from the vote being incorrect. So from me and Jacob's point of view, it looked exactly like that fucking Swag just axed him for getting into a heated argument with him, right? I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm confused. I'm trying to figure this out. Jacob sent those messages to Swag genuinely believing that Swag removed him on purpose, right? And, I mean, what the big thing is, too, right? I'm going to say this. Yeah, more people are coming out about how he was just bribing everybody to come get the election. Essentially, what had happened was, and then so Jacob, honestly to God, fucking expects, right? So let me explain to you. Let me get Epic Warrior. Epic Warrior, you were just
What's
nominated
up?
to the national committee. You were moved on. You were moved on a fucked up vote, right? And not like we did the vote processing wrong. Don't you
No, I
expect your
can tell
seat
you what
back?
happened.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go
look,
ahead.
from Jacob's point of view, it looks like you got snaked by not swag, and you got removed for no reason, right? When in actuality, it was we just did something wrong, and the FEC had to step in and remove him,
Mhm.
which is fine, right? Which is fine.
But
So,
what I'm asking you is, you expect that seat back immediately, right? I mean, we just voted
well,
you
yeah,
in not a
if
couple
I'm
days ago.
Jacob, I'm being like, hey, you guys already appointed and approved me. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I guess, oh no, we messed up, but can you put me back there, right? Because that's my seat.
Yeah, and I mean, so
Like,
and
he was a
then
part of the committee.
what
You know?
Notsweg did is he decided to throw his borderline puppet Brenda Pop, I can't even say that name, it's so hard.
Yeah, put
To the
Brenda in
committee.
there. He DM'd. No, what happened was not Swag. After Jacob got removed, they had beef going on because Jake's like, "What the heck? Why am I not here anymore?" Which is fair to have.
Mhm.
So then, instead of putting Jacob back, like the entire committee was saying, he instead told Tony, told myself, and then he's a tiebreaker, right? So he told us to vote for Brenda. I'm like, so Tony voted yes, but he told me to vote nay after I had already voted, and then he used his tiebreaker vote to get the guy to get Brenda in there basically. So then we inadvertently screwed out Jacob, who should have rightfully had that seat.
And pretty much all I have to say is that, straight up, it was two people trying to grab power, and I
Basically,
put a stop to that because my belief is, you get power, you got to use it. You got to use it well. You got to try to use it correctly. You can't just abuse. You can't do this shit. And I mean, honestly, dude, we're a lot better off without Swag in the party. We're gonna be a lot better off without Brenda Popwell when we remove her. And then where's VXWJ? VXWJ, are you still hanging around?
he's in the chat, the
Okay.
audience.
Yo. I just want to say, Solar.
Yes.
So we're gonna have an opening in House Seat 9 after we bar Brenda from the party. I wanted to ask you, would it be allowed? Can we get a candidate to register late and give VXWJ his rightful seat 9 that he deserved from Notswag? If we just allow him to run in the primary?
Fine. Go ahead.
VXWJ, are you interested in being House Seat 9 candidate?
Make sure that your committee approves it.
I will.
Yeah, no, we're gonna go through and do all that. Don't worry.
When are the House elections anyway?
And
it's July 28th, so it's like 2 days from now.
Is my party chair up here? I think we can get is Montague around here.
He's in the audience as well.
Okay.
Okay. So
Go ahead, got it.
what not select did was it's bad taste. Like horrible taste of him, her, whatever the fuck she is. I think he's a gay man. By putting his proxy, which is Judge Brenda Popwell, to disrespect Tony, because Tony was not doing anything. Tony was just
Tony's such a good person too. And he's got Brenda out here being an absolutely I don't even know, man. If anybody go after myself or Anthony, don't go after Tony. I mean, jeez.
Tony is a great guy, and he went after his sexuality, his nationality, and everything else he can control, and he just went after it, and I think it's very hypocritical of them. You know why? Because I'm going to say this, which sounds very discriminatory in itself, but he's a gay man, he should know that discrimination is horribly bad, because people call them all sorts of horrible names and whatever. This is horrible. And also, yeah, I can see that some seats were switched up by Swag because, for example, at the end of the registration process, my seat was uncontested at the time, and the seat was just randomly popped up with some guy. He's cool. I never saw him campaign, but he just randomly showed up, never registered, and he was on the ballot, which was weird. And it was the official ballot that put out. It's weird. And many other seats that were uncontested at the time, because I was the first person to register at like 9 a.m. Randomly, when the registration ended and the list came out, they had registrations and they had opposed candidates. Like, some people had not registered and they showed up on the ballot to, get their seats. And I don't know, one of them was like the sunlight chick dude or whatever. And, this puts a little bit of shade on the process of the primaries. And I believe the National Electoral Commission should weigh in on this, because, it breaks the confidence we have in the system. And that shouldn't happen in a good system, because we should be able to trust our elections. And, that puts a bad light on it. Also, yeah, we need to, the party needs to
Can I say something?
You go right ahead, James. Party chairman, by the way.
Shout out that boy Epic for winning. Good man. And shout out Onion.
Appreciate it. Now, I do want you guys to know, I just want you guys to know, Anthony, we actually did make a GC with the whole committee besides Brenda like a week ago, because there actually were some problems that came up before this. I don't think we didn't decide to act on anything because it wasn't like that bad. But just do know, this was not like a pre-planned thing. Like, this had been a problem beforehand.
This is Swag.
And obviously, Swag committed election fraud, and then got booted.
And I mean, Swag literally. I gave Swag the chance majority leader because I thought he had potential, and I just asked him, "Can you keep the outburst under control?" He couldn't do that. It was plain and simple. I literally would get messages every day. He almost ran Hart College out of the party. Shit like that. And all I want to say is, we're better off without. They could DM Armin full if they want to run.
I have a statement that I'm being forced to read on the air. I might go ahead. Yiddish.
Yeah, sorry. Just give me 1 second.
Oh wait, I'm actually pretty curious what the other parties think. Has anyone heard from the Plutos lately?
Plutos are pretty much dead because of the leadership change, and Armin's actually going strong. So
I know the Forward Party's doing something,
yeah,
but
Plutos are nothing without George, though. Pretty much.
Can I go now?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You're live.
Okay, thank you. I want to begin by stating that I agree this party is in shambles. But we can't blame Swag and Brenda for this. We're all to blame. Instead of uniting together against the FEC and Plutos, what are we doing? We're here bickering and throwing each other under the bus. And for what? You guys are complaining about election fraud and rigging democracy. But who cares if there was election fraud?
The FEC is here, by the way, hearing what you just said.
It's okay. Because all of the great parties, both in real life and NUSA, they build their success by circumventing election regulations. You look at the Cadwells and the Monsters.
I'm very familiar with all of what y'all do. Trust me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's a common thing in USA. You think people got to where they were by playing by the rules? Look at Kamala Harris, right? Who voted for her? And look where she's at. Presidential nominee for the Democratic Party. Right? That's not by the rules. I won't even be surprised if T. Scoops and George broke some FEC rules during their elections. But that's just the way NUSA works. The only thing atypical about this was that our own party snitched on one another, not the ops. So if you're a pioneer and you have a problem with it, handle it within the party, Don't start snitching on your fellow party members. The only people we need to report are the Plutos. Thank you.
Yo, we're not snitching this shit like a gang, yo.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
No more snitching. It was that one dude that had to go. It was the one guy.
I'm not gonna lie. If anything, this makes the roleplay more realistic.
True.
I'm George Godson, bitch.
Yeah,
Oh,
see,
George Godson, 2034.
Bro's using text to speech. Hop off this shit, bro.
Do me a favor, T. Check your DMs from hopefully former future candidate VXW Jet.
Yes.
He's check your DMs from him. He's got a question that I don't have the answer to.
What's the next steps for your party, essentially, after this incident?
We're gonna get some good people in the committee, and then we're gonna win this fucking election.
Damn right.
We're gonna get out there. We're gonna campaign.
This is not a reflection of our party. This is the action of one person and his alt. This, if anything, it made the Pioneers stronger. We've got all groups in the Pioneers coming together to take out this corrupt person. That shows it doesn't matter who you are in our party. If you're going to go ahead and tamper with the ballot, try to rig the election for your friends, you don't deserve a place here. And
May I
that's what we
respond?
stand for as Pioneers. Of course, Yiddish.
I disagree completely.
Okay.
While yes, if there was election fraud,
He's based as fuck. He's based as
Okay.
fuck.
it's all
based as
allegations
fuck.
right now. Let me clarify, it's all allegations. But if this was true,
Yo,
yeah,
shout out
some
Bobby
people-
CU and shout out Matt Dog and
Yeah, shout out Matt.
longer the
Big shout out.
Pioneers.
Long live the Pioneers, baby.
Exactly,
Look at that.
long live the Pioneers.
I never see a
Pioneers will
Pluto
not
group chat.
live if we keep snitching on each other. Sure, one person acts up, maybe two people act up. You talk to them about it, right? You don't go snitching on each other. Like, what are we doing here in Noosa Discord, airing out our dirty laundry? We're airing out our dirty laundry.
Yo, Yiddish, let me explain to you something. I agree with the no snitching.
Yeah,
I think it's funny as fuck, right? This motherfucker been spoken to. This motherfucker been spoken to, yelled at, screamed
you do
at.
something within the party, you know.
And we try. And the problem is, we tried to. He broke those rules, and the FEC caught on to it.
Okay, and if we can't handle someone within our own party, how are we gonna handle the Plutos?
We did. It took time. We got everybody online.
No, and look what happened. Everyone knows about this. This should have been kept under wraps. You know what I'm saying? This is a bad look on us.
No, hey, look at this. No publicity's bad publicity.
Bro,
look, everybody voting Pioneer, brother.
Bro, Pioneers, not only do we try
Travis
to
Kebab publicity is bad publicity.
Hey, look, I see what your points. Is. I tried to keep it under wraps. It wasn't me who went public with this, right? I agree with you. But I tried to keep this way under wraps, right? And then what did you see? Who did you see make announcements?
Not Swag, but then we got the responses, and then we had that VC.
Then
we had that VC, and then we got this.
What had to happen is I had to address that shit publicly, fair and square. You see, I'm very down for keeping it within the party. I've said this before. I tried to keep this in the party. Ask Epic. I don't think Epic's up here. Ask James. I tried to keep this in the party. I tried to keep this between committee members. I tried to not let this get to the general future electors. Get this to pretty much anybody. But once you step out in public, I'm gonna come out and defend myself. You know what I mean, Yiddish?
Okay, Anthony. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm glad you tried to keep it under wraps within the party.
Yeah,
but
and
overall, we need to recognize that we failed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
we did. We 100% did.
Swag, forced your hand, but at the end of the day, we all failed, and I think we need to overcome that.
Hey, not Swag wants to talk again.
We can't do that if we got people like T-Soups in here trying to put the blame on Swag and Brenda.
Look,
we all have some blame.
Okay, so like, hello?
Former Justice Yiddish. Let me.
Yeah, what's good?
Let me come at you. Let me come at you for a sec.
Hold on, Swag's up here. Let him speak.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just want to say, all of you
down.
are a bunch of toxic people. I literally didn't do anything wrong. You bullied me out of my own.
Girl, you're
closet.
so wrong, girl. Come on.
All I did was put a person in the ballot. That's all I did. And look at everything that you did.
You switched the seats around
And look
too.
at everything that you did.
You took people off the
is what
ballot. You put them in.
When I put one single person in a ballot, not even for the general election, for the primary election. This is honestly a joke. This is a joke for you. This is a joke for your administration. This is a joke for your Pioneer Caucus administration. Honestly, I just cannot believe this is the type of shit that goes down in the Pioneer Party. That's all I have to say. This is ridiculous. Everything you're doing because I put one fucking person in a ballot.
So,
You talk like you're holding your hand in the air the whole time, though.
Let me explain to you something, right? You're acting like, yeah, I put one person on a black. You broke a fucking FEC rule. FEC is the rule of God, brother. You didn't get a warning for the shit that happened earlier. We all got a warning as a party.
My voice cracked. To all the people that are saying I'm fucking crying in the chat, I'm not. My voice fucking cracked.
So,
it's called a voice.
I got some tissues for you, buddy.
If I may chime in a little bit.
Go right ahead.
Yes, he is correct. When one of the national committee, and this goes for any kind of violation within the electoral rules, it affects the campaign, which in this case is the party. The party gets affected, not just that person.
That's the
So
thing.
basically, you all have to be pretty much tight knit, and you all have to understand what is happening. Because if one of you decides to go rogue,
You know,
and do
also,
what you
I
have
wasn't
to do,
able to finish
then it
on
comes back to bite
something
you.
about the Pioneer Deep State group chat. So basically, what T-Soups did was she put all of her high party officials in there. She sent me a list, a rearranged list of everyone in the House running for House seats, Senate, and she
We
told
will
me,
not
okay,
be
this is a
listening
new
to these
list.
lies,
This is
sir.
what you're gonna send in the primary registration.
gosh.
Wait, someone's mad.
She
Go
sent me
cry
this
about
list,
it, bitch.
and then she comes at me because apparently I put one other person in the registration, but
Swag.
apparently it's allowed when she does it.
So
When
Swag,
she does the list, when she rearranges everyone into a specific seat, it's okay. But
So
when I put
Swag,
one singular person into one seat, apparently I need to be banned.
So Swag, again, you're not getting the point, Swag, and I'm gonna say this one more time to you. What we did is we messaged Pioneers members. We tried to get the best setup for everybody, get a nice little lineup, try to get people unopposed, and then because I don't like new members going up against incumbents. It's hard to win that, and that's what we did. We did it fairly. We didn't break any rules. We didn't do
Anthony,
anything
you
out of
said that
line.
you like to defend yourself when someone comes at you at public. Even when I defended myself against Jacob, you said I wasn't allowed to.
So
please explain it to me.
here's what I said, right? Here's what I said. You can defend yourself, but I didn't throw any insults of you. I haven't said any names that you've said. I didn't say anybody a nerd. I've kept the facts straight.
You said many insults at me, actually.
I probably have, because you pissed me off. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. In private, I said insults. I'm gonna be 100% for real. I have a temper.
Hey, can
I
we
love
unmute
criticism.
Epic Warrior?
Yeah, can we get Epic Warrior? But let me say this, Swag. What we did was a completely clean operation. We helped people get rearranged until we thought would be fair and balanced, which we're allowed to do. We talked to people. We didn't force anybody to run for any seat. We asked somebody, like, hey, is this okay? And if they said no, we didn't push them, right? We tried to help people out. And essentially what happened was, pretty much what you did broke FEC
Essentially, what
guidelines.
happened is that you tried to get me banned for putting a person on a ballot.
No,
that's essentially what happened.
What happened
you said,
was
we're gonna DM the general moderators. We're gonna
Hey,
send them this, and
Swag.
they're
Hey,
gonna get
Swag.
banned.
Solar General is talking right now.
That is what happened. You DM'd group management, and you told them we want to ban Swag because he put a person on a ballot.
I didn't say that. I said, hey, Swag broke FEC rules. How does this go about?
No, you said you were gonna get me banned, and then you told me you are done.
I said this is looking like you are done.
Tech doesn't want you banned. He don't like you. He don't like you.
Here's the thing, Swag. I gave you multiple chances. I gave you all the time in the world, and what I'm gonna say is you broke an FEC rule.
I'm sorry, but you didn't give me fucking multiple chances. The only thing you give a fuck about is a speakership, and when someone comes at one of your fucking slaves, that is when you go all defensive mode. Because those are the people that got you the speakership in the
Back it
first
up there
place.
now, buddy.
So, I mean, that's kind of weird to talk about that when Brenda Popwell, who, I mean, can we all agree? Solar, he broke an FEC rule, right?
Yes, he did.
So it's weird to call people who I have, my clerk of the house, call him a slave when Brenda Popwell literally named your expulsion for clearly breaking a rule that even the FEC, one of the top FEC guys, literally said you broke a rule. In fact, that's pretty much like Brenda Popwell. That's pretty much hopping on the stand and saying OJ wasn't guilty.
Oh yes, as the thing for Brenda, permanently banned from the
tell me you
server
clip that
to never
shit.
return.
That's good. But all I'm gonna say is like, and I'm okay with just generally saying, man, you just were too hot. You did some things, and the things that happened. And I mean, you got removed for a very valid reason. And I mean, that's it. You broke an FEC guideline, and that's how it's gonna go. You get removed for that, and that's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna have the whole party punished because you break rules. And this isn't a witch hunt against you. This isn't an unfair justice. You categorically, unequivocally, confirmed by the FEC, broke a rule. And what happened is at the 11th hour, right, when you realized that you were going to get removed, you came in my DMs, right, and begged me not to let this happen. You begged me, like you've done before, and I've given you a second chance.
I think the right word you're looking for is that I ask you to be reasonable. I think that's the
Swag, you're confirmed racist, buddy. It's over for you.
So
I am
that's right,
not
right?
a racist person.
By the way,
when I said that word, I wasn't referring to a specific racial group.
No,
I was
wrong.
referring. I was referring. I was referring to the people Anthony has under his
You
control.
said I'm
That they will
protecting the slaves, bro. You're done.
Look, brother, I'm from the north. I take that shit very seriously. I will burn the south again. They rise up, brother. Anyway,
Amen to
besides that,
Anyway, Anthony, I want to know, is this how you treat everyone that opposes you?
No.
Because it seems like it is.
no, what this seems like is you broke a rule.
I didn't break
Try-
a rule. What rule did I break? I still
Solar
haven't
General,
heard
did he
what
break a
rule.
rule?
But what rule did I
Yes, the
break?
rule is broken.
Okay.
Election fraud.
Racism.
What
You
rule did I
broke
break?
that rule right there.
That's
Racism.
okay, but we're
Not
we're
racism,
talking
man.
about
Nothing to do
something
with
else.
that. No, I
We're,
said
we're
election
talking about something else right now.
Did he receive?
Okay,
Did he
guys,
receive
let's. Solar General, did not Swag, the former Pioneer vice chair and disgraced Pioneer member, make an FEC violation when he tampered with a primary?
Correct.
Okay, now I have
Okay,
a follow
Solar,
up.
how did I do
Who
a FEC
pays for that?
violation? Exactly.
Who
How did I,
pays
how
for
did I
You
hit
changed
them?
you changed an
No,
already
I want to
submitted.
hear it from Solar. I want
Solar,
to hear
go
it
ahead.
from Solar.
We're
Go
arguing about the wrong thing, okay? Solar.
Okay, everyone shut
Now
up and
that
let
we've
Solar talk.
established,
Everyone shut
Solar
up and let
say
Solar
this.
talk.
established
Everyone
like
shut up and
Swag
let Solar
broke a
talk.
rule.
Everyone shut up and let Solar talk. Solar, what did I do?
Alright, let me go through the fucking regulations one more time while y'all want to bicker about yourselves for a second.
Yeah, I'll bicker. Yo, Swag, we're not slaves, bro.
John T, you literally came in my DMs begging me to make you the mayor candidate. So I think you need to be quiet for a
Ain't
second.
nobody begging, nigga. I'm just bored.
Is that why everyone's in here?
Yeah.
You know what? Thank you for your honesty.
Okay, Solar, so tell me.
I got that going on.
Solar, tell me what exactly I did that was such a rule violation. I still want to know.
Yo, Swag, are you talking with like waving your hand in the air right now?
No, I'm not.
I know you are.
Oh,
Hear it in your-
Wrong.
Well, I'm not. I think that needs to be banned right now. That person that said that, they need to be banned. I just want to say, everyone that I just want to make a tiny statement, okay? Let me just
Bro,
say
you
something
can't
real quick.
ban me for having what I think you're
No,
doing right now.
just let me talk for 1 second. For 1 second. So, to everyone hating me in the general chat room,
1
to all of my
second is up.
haters, what did I even do to you for you to hate me? I never ever came at you. All I've ever done is I've been nice to everyone.
That fucking arcology knows that's not true, motherfucker. Arcology knows. Look at arcology, motherfucker. I literally.
What did I even do to you for you to hate me this much? I literally haven't even done anything.
Yo, did you just fall out the chair,
Join the
bro?
house group chats and berate people 24/7 because you thought you had some like house majority leader power. And you know
Okay.
what?
Alright, if I hadn't chopped my balls off already because of Nusa, I'd chop them off again.
Nobody
Can
remove
you
this
explain
guy.
to me why you lie? Can you explain to me why you're a liar? You're a pathological liar.
Dude,
Can you
how
explain
did
that
I
to me?
lie?
Dude, this guy's
Please.
ego.
Okay, well, you constantly lie about the
Jesus,
deep
what?
state group chat, even though I have clear, concrete
Dude,
evidence.
what deep state group chat?
Dude, we're begging.
I literally have
This is
concrete
crazy.
evidence about this.
Show the evidence. Please
I have a
show it.
screenshot. Okay, T, let me talk. I have a screenshot of one of your high advisors confessing to the existence of this group chat.
Advisors.
And you are still somehow
You have
denying
a
it.
screenshot of Coast Freeze, who's a
Was
senator.
he not one of the senior staff members in your campaign?
All you did, you said what happened to the Pioneer Deep State group chat, and he
And he
said,
said he
I don't even
deleted
know
it,
what he said.
and then he sent
What
me the
does that have to
list.
do with me?
And then he said he deleted it, and he sent me the list of the rearranged House seats and Senate seats.
So,
That's what happened.
What does
Can
that
I
have
say
to do with
something?
me?
Hey, Swag, Vimblob the King called you a loser. How do you feel about that?
I just want to say, one day Speaker Ben Bluff can say whatever the fuck he wants. I don't really care.
Hey, longer speaker than you, pal. Hey,
Hey, we're not gonna be speaking on Vimblob like that. I'm gonna need you to step it back.
that's Vidblob the king. I love that boy. So let me explain. Let me explain.
I just want to say, Heartology is the queen of acting like a victim, and now she's somehow calling me the victim. Kind of hypocritical, if you ask me.
So let me, dude. Let me say one thing. I want to proudly announce that VXWJ, pending a committee resolution, will be filling the empty vacant seat of Brenda Popplewell.
Okay, you can do whatever you want. I don't really care. You can do it.
Well,
You're not even vice chair anymore, so.
You're no
Didn't
longer
do
involved in party
anything.
politics.
Well, you know, at least I'm At least I did positive change in my stay in the house. You haven't even introduced one single meaningful bill. Last time I checked, you haven't done anything.
Positive change
At
was
least
4
I'm
trash
doing
bills
what
that
I
couldn't be
set out
passed
to
because they
do.
couldn't work.
At least, let me talk, T. At least I'm doing what I set out to do. You have no stamina. You walk away the moment
What?
work gets hard. So you
What's
should
up?
shut up and you
I
should
walk
start
away when
working.
work gets hard. I just won an election by 9 votes out of like 1,000. I
That's
didn't
why-
walk away when work got
Like,
hard,
what?
okay?
We were
I
up at 4 in
stayed.
the morning.
I stayed. So
Dude,
don't you
you know
dare
why?
come
You
at
know
me
why,
like
T?
that.
You
You
know
won
why, T?
House
Because
with like 12
you're
votes.
shitty at
I just got
politics.
400.
You're shitty at politics. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it.
Dude, tell
You're
the
shitty
Just
at
president.
took
politics.
down someone who ran for
Wrong.
president 10 years prior. I
T, the
don't
only
think that's
reason you won is because everyone hated George. We all know that. That's the only reason.
I have a question for Solar.
Yes.
So
Okay,
say
wait.
that-
Before you say anything, I actually need to talk with Anthony real quick. Anthony, can you
Did
name me
call him
one?
Yeti?
Can you name me one singular bill that you have introduced this house term, please?
Oh, I just
Please, I'm
introduced the
dying to know.
I just introduced the Every Man a King Act, and then we're gonna follow that by the Every Man a King Employment
Okay, but
Protection
up
Act.
to that point, what had you introduced prior to that?
I produced the
Because I can
Training
give you a list of
Replacement
all of the
Act.
things I have done in Congress. I can give you a
None of-
list.
None of your bills have passed the judiciary.
Actually, one of them did, the Declaration of War against Ridgeway.
Whoa, one of them, brother. Oh wait, the ward that you do. Oh wait, did you say the War Declaration of Ridgeway? You begged in the group
Yes.
chat to propose that. You literally got
Actually,
on
One
the
who
one who
whipped
wrote
the
the
eyes
bill.
on that.
Actually, I wrote the bill.
So
You
yeah,
also
you can go back and.
you didn't even add the date to it. 1, 2.
So,
You
I
kept
did
it as a
add.
doc
Actually, if you
link.
go back and trace it,
You
can see it.
edited it because it was a doc link, which isn't even allowed to be proposed.
So, Swag, by the way, I just want to say, the official rule violation that you did, I found it. It's, you look in the FEC guidelines, it's 18 U.S. Code 610. The FEC violation is Article XX20.
Anthony, please. At least I'm doing what I set out to do. You have no
Tamper
stamina.
with the election?
You walk away
You
the
set
work
out to tamper with the
when the
ballot?
work gets hard. At
Is that
least
what you
I'm
set out
doing
to
what I
do?
set out to do.
What did you
God.
set
Why
up?
would you set out to tamper with the ballot? That's not a good goal.
Dude, BCC said
Okay, I
that's
didn't tamper. T, you're accusing me of tampering with the ballot when you literally sent me a list of rearranged seats.
I'm not
What the
accusing
fuck
you.
are
The
you even
FEC
talking
ruled
about?
that you did.
And then I told you, and then I put Brenda Popple in one of the seats, and you said,
yo,
no,
John.
I don't want Brenda Popple to be running in a post, you said. Put someone up against her. Those were your exact words.
John, can we get
Can
Those
you
were your
show
exact
where I
words.
said that?
John, can we
Can
get
you show where I said
BCC
that?
10 the King? Can we get BCC 10 the King up here before he gets muted for spamming in the chat? Can we just get
I
him
hope
up
you guys
here?
are all happy. Because look what happened. Can I ask my question to Solar now?
Yeah, you ask
Solar.
that question real quick because I'm about to dig in.
Hey, can we get a spam of Go Vote Pioneer in general chat real quick?
So Solar, if the FEC is going to impose sanctions, is it going to be directed solely to Swag, or will it also apply to the rest of the Pioneer Party?
It typically applies to the party.
Exactly, that's my point, guys. Look at the mess we ended up in. Yes, maybe 1 or 2 people messed up, but we all have to pay for that. And guess how we could have avoided this? 2 ways. 1, the individual doesn't act up, but 2, you just don't snitch.
So, Yiddish, here's the thing. The problem is the FEC found out, and there's nothing you can do at that point. You're under investigation. We received a warning. The penalty's been given out, and we removed the perpetrator from the Pioneer National Committee.
How did the FEC
Anthony,
find out?
You're
Though?
just jealous. You're just jealous because you yourself even said you didn't want someone that was new in the group to be in a high position. Those were your exact words. Okay, don't
Like
even
if you
deny
were
it.
vice
You know it's
chairman
true.
and we did the same thing and messed with the election, you're saying that you wouldn't do the same thing?
What exactly are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about.
If you were to commit, let's say I committed election fraud, right?
I didn't though.
Would you not do the same thing, or what? Like, are you telling me that you would just kind of brush that away? If I just got a bunch of my friends just totally
before we
sabotage everything.
begin to talk about election fraud, we need to say that a party primary. I did not rig any votes. I just put someone in the ballot. Putting someone in the ballot is not election fraud.
So right here, it's not
You
election.
moved the seats.
It's not election fraud. It's tampering with an election under 18 U.S. Code 610. The FEC violation is Article XX20. You broke a rule. Stop
Putting
saying
someone in a ballot is not tampering with elections.
It's actually, well, yes, it's called coercion of political activity.
This guy's so fucking.
No, it's not. Okay, so when the Colorado
get him out of here. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Supreme Court ruled to take Trump out of the ballot,
I just want
but
to
then they
bring
put
up the
Trump
fact
back.
that it
Can
was
we get
claimed that Anthony and T
And then you
just stand
discriminated
down,
against a gay man.
that they don't stand down on anything. Like Anthony, like sat in the house and like was alone. I can tell you that because
Oh yeah, wait,
Actually,
hold on.
I just got evidence.
Swag, you want to talk about? Swag, you
No
want to
idea.
talk about when the work gets fucking hard? Where the
Yeah.
fuck were you?
Wait.
I was one
Where
of
were
three.
you when the work got hard, Swag?
Dude, I was one of
I
three
was
opposition
around.
members of Congress. I was 3 people. I was 3 people sitting there being
Beast, I'll
opposition
whoop
to
you up
George.
right now.
I sat there for months, borderline by myself, while they removed everybody else, and I fucking worked. Where the fuck were you? Talking about me when the work gets hard. Like, I'm sorry to
Anyways,
get
I
a
just
little...
got evidence. I just
And
got
you
evidence.
ignore that, Swag, and you ignore that.
I didn't see you campaigning for T-Soups.
Okay.
I was there for hours.
Can you just let me
Like a
talk?
true
One second.
patriot.
I'd like to say the
Can
following.
you just let me
that
talk? Can you just let me
it's
talk?
saying that, he's doing everything and he was being
Gato,
bullied.
shut the fuck
That
up. Nobody is talking to you.
No,
Last
shut
time
the
I checked,
fuck
you were
up.
never
Let me
involved in
talk
this
because
fucking
I
argument.
spoke
Shut the
first.
fuck up.
Dude, you're going to
Gato,
respect the
Gato,
rules.
nobody invited
Respect the
you
order.
here.
Let me talk, dude.
Gato, nobody
Let me
invited you
talk.
here. You have.
Swag, I don't want to be like you. I don't want to use a slur. So please don't make me. Thank you very much.
No.
Okay. Now, Swag, you're being a hypocrite because you're talking about bullying. You're getting bullied. But you were only bullying your associates, which you condoned. You were bullying Tony, an innocent man. You were bullying him by his nationality, by his sexuality. Your associates were, and you did not do anything. You're a fucking hypocrite. And you were telling Soups that she was only elected, like the talking point that George had, that she was elected because she was a woman. Don't come here talking about bullying where you're a
Gato, why are
fucking
you talking
hypocrite,
about
dude.
American
No,
politics
shut
when
the
you're a
fuck up, dude.
foreigner?
I am not going to use this
Yo,
word.
I
Don't
fuck
make
with
me use this
Gato
word
hard,
because
bro.
I fucking I fucked up George Godson. I called him a motherfucker
Can
in a
someone let me
national debate.
talk?
So
Can
don't make
someone
me.
mute him?
Don't make me. No. Don't make me because I will, and I don't give a.
Okay.
So
Perfect
So just
before
comment, everyone, please. Just let me respond to that.
Yeah, let
Just
me
let
say
me
one
respond to
thing.
that.
Yeah, let me say one thing real quick.
Anthony, let me respond to that. Okay,
Gato,
first
check
of
your
all,
DM.
Gato, you
There's
are
a major
foreigner.
announcement in
You
Noosa
have no
updates.
place talking to me like that. Okay, you can go back to the streets of Delhi. I don't know where you're from.
That's racist as fuck.
Do
We're just
not.
Oh, that's
gonna-
racist.
Mute him.
You call him
Mute
Deli
him.
Deli and you
Mute
call
him,
him slaves
mute
are
him.
done.
I'm
You're
not
done. You're
letting
cooked.
that
You're
happen.
finished,
I'm
man.
not letting that happen to a guy. No, mute him.
That's all you do.
Yeah, no. Can you remove him? Yeah. Can we get this guy fucking
Like, you're
banned
still
for
done.
racism?
You ruined it. You're
So
done.
I'm gonna quote him, right? I'm gonna quote him. So he said the reason I'm acting like this is because I didn't eat watermelon and fried chicken. It's clipped. It's sending. Can we ban him for racism already? This is like the 20th racist remark he's made tonight.
Yeah, he called us slaves. I'm not having that.
Like, dude, he's called people in my caucus slaves. He's literally told me that I didn't eat fucking watermelon and fried chicken. It's like, yo, he needs to go. Like, he's a cancer.
United is in the audience.
Yeah, United, can you just fucking just slap him? He just said that shit. But anyway, yo, Gato, I'm gonna extend to you an official offer. I like what you did today. Check your DMs.
Alrighty. Also, I'm Colombian, so the racism thing does go a long way. Yeah, that did hurt, because. Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with Gato heavy.
Yeah, I fuck with Gato
Yo,
too.
Colombia did really good in
How
that
do you
soccer
like
tournament.
bully Tony? Like Tony's chill.
Tony's a good fucking dude, bro. Bully me, come after me for whatever you want. I'm not the best dude. Tony's like the most solid dude.
Person. Like,
these are solid dudes, bro. Like
solid
people. Like, dude, like it's like if you want to come after me, like that news post that Epic made.
Nah,
Funny,
Swag is
bro.
banned.
Funny, bro. Thank God. It's like, dude.
Is Gobi's in the VC somewhere? I think we need to end this with some sort of prayer, Something to guide us all.
Dude, I like Jake. Wait, look up Jacob's fucking PFP. Oh my God.
Quickly, I'd just like to break my silence here and I'd like to commend the action of Vice Chairman Epic Warrior and Speaker of the House Anthony. Swag was originally brought on because, as some of you know, I just recently returned to the community a month or so ago. But Swag was originally brought on because he seemed like he had a lot of potential for a new and incoming member. And that's always been what I've looked for in people that I bring on to any team that I lead, whether it was throughout my presidency or my tenure as Sec State. Either way, I know some people have been saying that this is representative of the downfall of the Pioneer Party, but I'd like to argue the contrary because ultimately this goes to show, and the party was originally created to stand for all Americans and, you know, pave the path for a more prosperous America. So ultimately, this is a great display from our party leadership, and I'd like to commend the committee members that stood against the actions of both Brenda and Swag. But this is a great display of our leadership that we don't stand for dirty politics. We don't stand for people who try to represent the rest of the members in this group by putting other people to an advantage, whether it's through elections or our normal role play. But again, I'm very confident that the switch up here has rid the party of people that would have only served as a blockade to our progress. And we can only go forward from here.
All right. Gak wants to
you,
say a few
Chairman.
words. He's been begging me for a while. James, thank you. Wise words coming from a former president. Thank you for hopping online.
If we're going to conclude, can I lead a prayer?
Gak wants to say a few words.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I just wanted to make a quick announcement. It is really disappointing that this had to happen in the first place. I think that's the first thing we should really just conclude on the note with. As some of you may know, I'm not sure how many of you really can remember, if you can, but when this group was first fought by Ukrainian, political parties were dissolved. I know that was the status of political parties at the time. There was no Constitution Party, there was no Libertarian, no Republican. All of that was dissolved. Stuff like that. That is kind of what I remember, at least. And I feel like if these types of infractions type to happen again, we could very well be on the road to that again. I do not want that to happen again. I hope that we can prevent this type of catastrophe again, because as these types of infractions happen, these definitely affect not just one party, affects multiple parties, because it gives political system and political party system as a whole, gives it a bad reputation, it gives it a bad look, and it affects every party, not just party named Pioneers.
All right.
So I have some choices to make in my own regard. So I have to think about choices and where I stand. But I hope everyone does the right thing. I hope this party does the right thing. God bless you all.
I believe Jacob wants to go.
Oh.
Во имя Отца и Сына и Святаго Духа. Аминь. Господи Иисусе Христе, Сыне Божий, молитв ради Пречистой Твоей Матери и всех святых, помилуй нас. Аминь. Слава тебе, Боже наш, слава тебе, Царю небесный, утешителю души истины, и же везде сы и вся исполняй. Сокровища благих и жизнеподателю, приди и вселися вны, и очистины от всякие скверны, и спаси блаже души наша. Святые Боже, святые крепкий, святые бессмертный, помилуй нас. Святые Боже, святые крепкий, святые бессмертный, помилуй нас. Святые Боже, святые крепкий, святые бессмертный, помилуй нас. Слава Отцу и Сыну и Святому Духу, и ныне и присно, и во веки веков. Аминь. Пресвятая Троица, помилуй нас.
Thank you so much, Jacob.
Thank you for that prayer.
Thank you.
Fucking
Thank you.
bro.
I'm now
Thank
going
you.
to lead us in another prayer because more praying never hurt. And then James can follow.
I will just say this as on behalf of the FEC. The regulations are like when the new ones come out, again, they are never meant to be an absolute perfect thing. Obviously there will be some cracks and obviously there will be some loopholes. After that, it's more of a reactive measure to ensure that the parties are stable, balanced, and everyone follows them to the T. That being said, whoever said that for one party it affects everyone else, you are correct. So when one party does violate something and we update it, it does affect the other parties in tenure.
Is Tony still hanging around here? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you, Solar.
Footage of T Soups coming out during her inauguration.
What?
Okay. Thank you, Solar, for those words and for those guidance. And I would also like to thank the Lord. And with that, let's begin prayer. Lord, we ask you for your blessings on our efforts to restore harmony and trust among us. Help us to remember the values of compassion, respect, and understanding in all our interactions. May we be instruments of your peace, bringing healing where there is hurt and clarity where there is confusion. We pray for your patience and perseverance as we work together to create a brighter future. Let us be inspired by your love and guided by your light. May our actions reflect your grace and mercy, and may we find joy in the journey of rebuilding. Amen.
Amen.
Y'all have been speaking for quite a while, and I've been listening.
Guys, please. James also has a prayer. The more praying, the better.
Last one. All right. Dear Heavenly Father.
I also pray for Mets' success in elections.
Y'all, bro, be quiet. He's praying.
Dear Heavenly Father, we gather here today as dedicated Robloxians, united by our love for gaming, creativity, and building epic virtual worlds. We thank you for the many blessings that you've bestowed upon us, for the endless supply that fuels our imaginations, the internet that keeps our servers running, and the ability to create, play, and explore without limits. We also thank you for our beloved president, T-Soups. May her days be filled with wisdom, her updates be bug-free, and her decisions be guided by the kind of common sense found in a perfectly designed obby. We pray that she continues to lead us with the strength of a pro gamer and the calm of a seasoned president. Grant us the patience to deal with Nusa's laggy servers, the courage to tackle difficult quests, and the serenity to accept the failure of HHP, Prince George. Bless our community with unity, our developers with creativity, and our avatars with endless customization options. And finally, as we go forth today, may our hearts be light, our laughter be loud, and our gratitude be endless. In the name of Nusa, fun and fabulous presidents, we say Amen.
All right.
Y'all been talking for too long. I would like to speak.
Everyone's
Thank you for the first amendment.
Guys, fellas!
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
Okay. Enough of that. John, continue, please.
Yes, I feel like these shows are just y'all yapping for 99% of the time and me just talking for 1% of the time, and I like it. To give you my final commentary as we close out tonight, I would just like to say that, with every...
Hey there, John. How you doing, John?
I want to kill myself.
Oh, boy.
What'd you say, John?
Nothing.
Shut up.
Cheese pie.
Adam, you have graced us with your presence once more. What do you want to say with this current?
TC for federal president 2024.
Yo, baseless.
Hey, John, I got one message.
Go ahead, say it. Gone. As I was saying before I get rudely interrupted again, it's funny since every single party that gets into power has some sort of drama at some point. Because once you get in to the power, there are people who want to topple
Whatever
you.
T-Soup touches goes from.
I like to think
You're all fucking fired.
What did I do? I just exist.
I like to think that whenever people get into power, there are going to be people trying to topple the person who is in power, or no matter where that is, if it's the president, the speaker, senate, or whatever, there are going to be people who are trying to take away your power. This does not really reflect my views on the whole event, but I find it funny that once any party gets the political power, after being in the opposition for so long, they get into fights, and when the party that's been in power for so long no longer is in power, they don't really have these things. You just never hear from them again. So I guess this is, I guess it's human nature in a way, where people just want power. And I guess that's all I have to say. I'd like to thank all of y'all for joining us, and hopefully I will have I'm going on vacation next week, and I'll be in a very
John,
shady
thank you
beach.
so much. I appreciate you so much, John.
I will be in a very great beach, relaxing, and y'all have a good night.
Adam is a woman.
Good night. And thank you for joining us. I will be in the beach next week, relaxing and forgetting Noosa exists. Good night. Thank you for joining us. I will be in the beach next week.